Sure. I'm Bob Fogarty. Again, I worked with Julie, a colleague of Julie's now for 7 years. I am work on our student system. I am the reporting team lead. I'm a department of one, so I'm the subject matter expert on a couple data interfaces, and also on the data. So, my background: I'm an engineer. I was a plant manager. I've been a subject matter expert, both technical and not technical, throughout my career. And again, the last 9 years, I've been with Penn State, and just the happiest that I've ever been. And again, I'm going to share why that is. So I picked the topic from Julie's list. Again, starting with what makes my team so enjoyable. And again, it starts from the top. It's leadership. It's my leadership. Throughout my career, I've had leaders, people I've worked for that
You've been really blessed,
and that I haven't liked. I've had both. I've had bad leadership, or people that just I didn't mesh with. Either way, and I think the most important thing is respect. You have to respect your leader, currently I'm ecstatic because I don't only respect them, I admire them. And I think a couple things is they're honest, fair, and they're hardworking and thrive for excellence. They show extreme confidence in me and in my work, and obviously that's important.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah. And then lastly, and this is important, I don't want their job. I want to support them, but when I was younger, there were places you have career paths, you have things like this. Here, I don't want. I know what I like and what I don't like about my professional career, and so, but I love to support them. And I want them to be successful in their jobs.
They have a tough role.
They have a tough role. But and I want to make it as easy for them, from my perspective, as I can, because I've been in those roles, and I prefer to be the subject matter expert type role that I'm in now. So, then my colleagues, again, I have no one reporting to me currently, and while I don't, and I prefer it that way, I like people. You don't always get to pick the people that work for you. So there's the great people are easy, and you love working and supporting them and helping them with their career aspirations and stuff. But you also get the good and the bad, and so sometimes it's difficult. I prefer, again, my role where I'm a doer. I get to do things because I don't have a management team. Julie, if you saw my calendar compared to yours, you'd be so upset, because I'm open. Because I get tasks and task oriented, and I trainings and those types of things, but they're set on schedules. I'm not.
So you're doing a lot of Oracle, OB. You're in the weeds doing.
I'm in the weeds. I do a lot of mostly SQL. I do a lot of mostly SQL work and test query work and SQL work on the databases for the student system. So yeah, I'm in the weeds. I am the weeds. I'm cutting the weeds. I'm figuring them out. So, and which is what I'm passionate about, obviously. And you know that. For as long as you know me, I've been in that role. And my colleagues, though, I'm in a team of 30-ish or so that work on the student system, and they were all in the project and stayed from the project because they enjoyed what they were doing.
See, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize all of them are the original.
90. Well, better 95%. Other one people
nice.
They've been hired in, but the people wanted to stay because they love the work they were doing. So it's a good young. When I say young, I'm they're younger than me and technical and love the remote work. The remote work has actually worked out well for me, and for it's harder for me because I'm old school. I like stopping by and chatting with people and things like that, but you still do that, and you learn to adjust. So
it's got to take a different, more intentional approach.
I do it. I still reach out to people and say, hey, if I was walking by your desk, I'd stop in and say, hi, how you doing? So I still do that because they're just great people. They're just great people. So the other thing that's really important in my area is very little drama. I mean, workplaces they're society. They're a small microcosm of society, and I'm fortunate I have very little drama and very little politics and that type of stuff, at least that I know of. But, so that's my team. That's, again, leadership in my team. And why do I enjoy? I'm the subject matter expert. So I'm paid to be the smartest person in the room. And I love it because I love that responsibility. So I'm paid to know the data, paid to know the tool and help people. And people reach out to me and I can help them. And again, and they're always thankful. Penn State has a high quality of people. I mean, it's always thank you and you're welcome. And it's like, for me, it's what I enjoy and it's also what I get paid to do, so it works. It works. I'm also encouraged. My leadership has encouraged me. I love to innovate and discover. And I've been successful and have shown results that leadership is happy with. So I'm encouraged. So I get to do what I like to do and the stuff and focus on that stuff. And it also matches the lines with their needs. So it's a good mix there. So I'm fortunate, and I know I'm fortunate. I love to teach and share. I get this knowledge. I love to share. I love to spread. I don't hold it, because I have no reason to. I don't hold it so that it gives me any benefit. And and I can understand why sometimes it does for people, particularly where they are maybe in their career. But for me, there's no benefit, so I don't have that burden either. I get to share. What else I got over here? Oh, the other thing is my favorite work is the most important work. So an example is I was asked to pull student data based off COVID, based off where students were and student situations and what campus they are, what rooms were they in, all this stuff that had to be, it had to be accurate. It had to be as accurate as possible. And it had to be timely and actionable. So I was able to pull that stuff together from a lot of people that were scrambling at a time to get in a very short period to get this information and help them out. And I worked hard at it, but loved it. It wasn't work. Because it was important. And that was my favorite because I was trusted by the university. Not by just my boss. By the university to pull this data together. So easily, that's what I like. The bigger, the better. I get every once in a while, something will come down from senior leadership or even the president for data. Boom. That's my favorite task.
It's making an impact, right?
Making an impact. Because I know I make impact every day by helping people. Business analysts and things like that and stuff. But when you get something from an ask and they find you or come to you and you're the person that gets to do that because of the trust that's given to you, that's the best. So, and finally, my final point is I know I'm happiest professionally because I'm passionate about what I do. And I think it's contagious. And I can say that because I have not always been passionate about the work that I've done. To sort of find something that I am, just keep my fingers crossed it doesn't change. Because change happens. Change happens. Right now the university is going through a lot of leadership change. A lot of people. There's a lot of anxiety out there. And I've been through that and realized change happens. So enjoy it while I can.
Well, even just look at the change of you and I's relationship, right? Mm-hmm. So we first met when I was at the budget office and you were at outreach. Yeah. And that's when we first collaborated on with Nui on the outreach dashboard. And then you started doing kind of like open office hours or working groups by two. So you were teaching in those groups and helping us at the budget office figure out different ways to do our dashboards. Mm-hmm. And then when you had LionPATH, getting off the mainframe, and then I was on Simba, and I remember you always stopping in and saying, "How's it going?" Because those projects were brutal, right?
Yep.
They were brutal. So when we went live with Simba, I think you were the first one that emailed me and congratulated.
Again, Joey, from our beginnings, and again, I told you too earlier that, again, when I came to the budget office to present, I was instantly welcomed and supported because of your influence, just because, I was welcomed because they knew from you that, a lot of, they had respect for you, and you stood up for me. Not that you had to stand up for me, but you were my champion too there, and it just makes so. When you got the project, I remember you telling me you were applying for it, and then when you got it and stuff, how ecstatic you were. So when you were coming over to TSB, to the building there, I was at that something you could just smile at or just know, somebody support you, because we didn't interact as much, but from a supportive role, because you were getting into new stuff. I mean, that was new territory for you, lots of ways.
New for everybody. But,
in so many ways. So.
Well, thank you for agreeing to partner with me on this project. And you are amazing. Is there anything else? Or
no, again, the biggest thing is if you can find something that you're passionate about, and if you can, that takes care of 90% of it.
It does. Well, thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
Okay.